Hi everyone, this is Vivian. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about flourishing and creative rot, which is the state I'm currently in. So I have been in like a creative rot for quite a while. Actually, I'm not in the rot, I'm like in a dungeon under the rot. But then in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, oh, I really should be putting out videos. And I don't want to just be putting out random stuff for the sake of putting out videos. I wanted to make videos that actually are helpful, right? So I have this brilliant idea. One person's struggle could be the other person's entertainment. So that's what this video is about. And I actually looked up the word rot before, I hit record because, me English no good. So the first definition is, the one that I'm familiar with. That is a habit or pattern of behavior that has become dull and unproductive, but it's hard to change. Yeah, that's kind of, where I am. But then the funny thing is, there's another definition of rut. That is an annual period of sexual activity in deer and some other mammals, during which the males fight each other for access to the females. Okay, that is not what we are going to talk about ever in this channel. And that's not the state I'm in either, in case you are wondering. So there are plenty of videos talking about how to get out of creative rot, and I watched a bunch of them too. But the common thing is, you take a break, give yourself permission to rest, which I have been doing that for like the past several months. I think I need to change the strategy. So today I'm going to do some exercise and trying to get my creative juju back, if it's possible. Juju, come back! And that is to copy other people's work. Did you say copy? Well, the thing is, we all learn from copying in the beginning, or even not so much in the beginning. And just make sure that you don't claim whatever you're copying is yours. And most of the time, it's just for practicing purpose. So don't post it on social media and say, look, I did this, when you're just copying, okay? So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to show you just some tricks of how to actually copy. Yes, there's tricks for copying. And specifically regarding flourishing, embellishment, and swatching. If you're a beginner for flourishing, you can check out this other video I did, which is showing you 4 types of swatches that you can mix and match and combine to create more swatches for calligraphy. So you should definitely check out that video. It's one of my best videos. It doesn't get much view, but it's okay. I don't care. I don't care about views. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is to find an inspiration to copy from. Obviously, you can go on the social media, Instagram, Pinterest to find something you admire, you want to copy from. I would suggest you set a time frame, something like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to look for something. I found for myself that if I go on internet, I just fell into this black hole, and one thing led to another. It's like half hour later, I forgot what was I doing. So I actually like to use a physical book or magazine, and I limit myself just 1 or 2 books that I'm going to find something from within these 1 or 2 books. I have a couple of this magazine called Communication Arts. So Communication Arts is the largest international trade journal of visual communication, founded in 1959 by Richard. Okay, you're wondering, why am I talking like I'm reading from something? Yeah, I'm reading from Wikipedia, and I don't think you care. But anyway, I have these 2. Actually, I have a couple of these Communication Arts magazines. It's a very good publication for graphic design or advertising, branding, interactive design, photography, illustration, that kind of thing. I have here ones that are specifically showcasing typography design. So this one is from 2014 and the other one is from 2013. They're not cheap if you buy the latest one. So I actually got these from secondhand bookshop. And even though they are several years old, the design in there is still fabulous. I can still learn a ton from these designs. So what I did is I just, spend a couple minutes to look into these designs and then pick out one that I want to copy from, and then I make a photocopy. But this is optional. You don't need to make a photocopy of it. It's easier because then the book doesn't flip over and do crazy things. And then the next step is to draw a grid on it. So I usually do a 3x3 grid. And then on another sheet of blank paper, I would do a bigger 3x3, something like a letter size. You want it to draw in a bigger size that you can figure out, study the details. And if you're not making a photocopy, you don't want to draw on the magazine, you can just lay a piece of tracing paper and then draw the grid on the tracing paper. And I want to emphasize, you don't want to just trace over the design. because tracing really does nothing. Tracing is like a mindless act. You are not really figuring things out. Your brains are not working. Your hand is just following a black line, and after you trace it over, you learn nothing. So don't trace. We want to copy. So as you can see here, I have this grid that helps me to determine if a curve is below the horizontal line, or onto the left or right side of the. So these grid lines help me to locate where each stroke is. It also helped me to figure out a stroke or a curve is either on the left or right side of the vertical line, or above or below the horizontal line. So sometimes when I think that a line is going in a certain angle, but then if I look closely with these reference horizontal and vertical grid line, I realize, oh, my initial thought of how slant this angle is not quite correct. So these grid lines help me to really figure out where the curve are. So the point of this exercise is to draw as accurately as you can. At this point, I want to make the best, closest copy that I can. And then here I already run into a problem, and as you can see, for some reason, the way I have the J, O, and A, and then where the A is doesn't really hit that grid line like the original work is. And you can see I'm like trying it a couple more times. I still not getting the position correctly, until I finally realized my letter, it doesn't slant as much as the original. That's like wow, I did not see that at all. I didn't realize the original letters are slanting a lot more than what I thought they are. So finally, after I correct that, I realized, okay, now the A is hitting where that grid line is. And then now I can go on to do the H. This is also a good time to start training your eyes to see the white space instead of just seeing the black lines. So when I first started learning calligraphy, my teacher told me that calligraphy is not just about the black ink that you put on paper, it's also about how the white space is holding up this letter. So this is a good place to practicing seeing the shape of the white space. As I'm following the black line, I'm also trying to match the white shape of my drawing, especially when you're lettering a language that you know. So you're thinking, oh, I know what H look like, or I know what A look like. So I'm just drawing the shape of A that I'm used to. By looking at the white space, you can more accurately determine the shape of this letter. So after I finally sort of nail down the word, I can move on to the flourishing part. Now I need to really look more on the white space. I will look at each intersection, the triangles, the different shape, and then make sure not only the black lines matching, but then also the white space is matching to make sure that I'm really portraying the most accurate copy possible. So after I finished this one, I went on to do a second copy, but this time without the help of any grid lines. Actually, I think it would be an interesting experiment if I first try one without the grid line, see how off I am, and then do one with the grid line, and then try again without the grid line, see how much I improved. So I hope you have give this technique a try, and please do not just copy someone's work and then claim that's yours, and do not just use exact same thing and then plop it on another similar letter. And this is just something you can practice, and then you can throw in bits and pieces into your existing style. And if you haven't, don't forget to check out that other video I have on flourishing. So see you next time. Bye.